Just a quick update. I've had a couple of people ask about what my current situation is with regarding getting back surgery for my sciatica. Just to fill you in, I damaged my back years ago, and then I aggravated again from a car crash 2 years ago. Just somebody just gave me a gentle, a 40 mile an hour shunt in the back of my car, and my back was a little bit sore for 8 months. Stopped doing any weight training, and then did a lot of running. Everything was good. Went back to the gym, and then just blew my back out doing some squats. So it wasn't the squats that caused the problem. It was the fact that there was damage in the back, and I didn't properly rest it, I think is the main problem. So when I damaged it, I thought, oh, I'm fine, I'll still go back to work. I went back to work, and then it just got worse and worse and worse, to the point where I was completely bedridden, and taking prescription strength painkillers while having to lie face down in bed. I couldn't sit at a chair either. At this moment, 8 months on, it's still a little bit uncomfortable sitting at a chair if it's not a well padded chair. So a padded chair in a car, I can do about 30 minutes in. A computer desk chair like this, oh, you're struggling more than 15 minutes before I can tell it's getting sore and I need to get up and move around. But that was the worst of it. So it's been about 8 months. Went to the doctors, got painkillers, more painkillers. Then finally got an MRI scan. Then got an appointment to see a doctor, a surgeon, and then he looked at my MRI scan and said, "Yeah, we can give you some surgery on that part of your back." And I was that close to getting surgery. Just before I was about to go for surgery, so 8 months after the worst of it, I would say, I started doing lots of prehab. During the first couple of months, I couldn't walk, or I could barely walk more than 100 meters. My job is working as a photographer, and I had to, any house that I went into to take photos of the person's house, pretty much I would take a photo of a room, and then I'd have to lie on the ground. Then I'd stand up, move to the next room, take a couple of photos of different angles, then I'd have to be on the ground again. It was complete agony, and effectively I shouldn't really have been in work. I should have taken about a month off. Instead, I was bedridden for a week, and then I was just really incapacitated during the rest of the time I was at work. But then it gradually got better, and I just got better at taking more and more painkillers, which was a bad move, I think. I think taking too many painkillers is definitely not a good way to carry on. So just the last couple of weeks before the surgery, I thought, right, I'll try to do more prehab, do more press-ups, do more sit-ups. Well, not sit-ups, but reverse crunches and all that kind of stuff. And every time I'd done these exercises in the past, my leg pain the next day would be agony. And that was always a symptom of I've just hurt it more. The physio, the chiropractor, and the doctor have all said, do whatever you want to do, but only do one thing at a time. So if you think, I want to do hill walking, go for a hill walk, and then see if the next day, if your leg is sore, because that's what sciatica is, it's the pain down the leg caused from damage to your back, then don't do that hill walking again. But if you do the hill walking and it's not sore, then that's fine, try it again. But don't do like hill walking and tennis and rock climbing all in one day, because you'll never be able to figure out exactly what it is that's causing the damage. And it's usually the day after that the pain is much more obvious from any kind of damage that you've done through the sport in the day before. So I then thought, right, fuck it, it's a week before I go in for surgery. I'm going to blast it, try and get my fitness up before I go. I thought, let's see if I can even jog. I haven't jogged for 8 months. Went for a jog, managed 1.5 kilometers. Very, very slow. We're talking about just barely above actual walking pace, but just that jogging, bounce, bounce, bounce. And I managed 1.5 kilometers. And I thought, right, I woke up the next morning going, oh, how bad is my leg going to be? And it wasn't bad. I was like, holy crap. Okay, that's surprising. So just out of the sheer happiness of that day, so exactly the next day, I went and thought, I'll just see how far I can go this day. I managed 3 kilometers the next day. Again, woke up the day after that going, how is it? Oh, it's fine. Oh, brilliant. Okay, let's see how far I can go. Maybe it's just a case of if I do 3.5 kilometers, suddenly my back is destroyed. So the next day I jogged as far as I could, which was, I think that was a 5.5 kilometer or 6 kilometer jog. Next day, woke up, my legs were killing me, but it wasn't sciatica pain. It was muscle pain. And that was the best pain. It was total agony, but I was like, this is fantastic. This is pain in the muscles and the joints, absolutely great, but not pain, which I can feel, which is just from the nerve pain going down to the legs. So it's like, oh, brilliant. So I even did a video saying 5K before back surgery. And then the day before before I have the pre-operation, where you go in and you discuss with the anaesthetist and all that kind of stuff, I thought, right, I'm going to push it as far as I can. I managed a 9-kilometer jog. So I went in to the hospital. I said to the doctor, look, symptoms have slightly changed now. I'm able to do the thing which I want to do, which is jogging. I'm not doing deadlifts. I'm not lifting any heavy weights. But the main thing I want to be able to do is be able to just hill walk and jog. The fact that, so I said to her, like, look, doctor, I've managed to do a 5K just the other day. And he said, look, getting surgery, what we can usually do is we can get rid of the pain in your leg. However, with that, there's a 1% chance of infection, 1% chance of a nerve being damaged, 1% chance of just causing you more back pain, 1% chance. So all these 1% chances, although they're only 1% chances, if you can do the thing that you want to do, don't take those 1% chance. And with the other 1% chances, you get completely paralyzed. You know, you get an infection, it affects the nerve, and all of a sudden you can't move that leg. So I was like, oh, holy crap. And then when they're saying, right, for the surgery, you're going to be out for about 4 days before you can get back home. You'll need something to get up the stairs to get into your house. You're not going to be able to move and all that kind of stuff. I was like, holy crap, just now I can run 9K. I don't want to be suddenly bedbound for another week and then not being able to work for about a month. Because they said, because you take the anaesthetic, they say you shouldn't really be driving for about 3 weeks afterwards. And I was like, oh crap, so that, again, a lot of my work, taking 3 weeks off, that's just 3 weeks of money just disappeared. So it was like, okay, that's another factor I've got to think about here. So the doctor, in the end, it was the doctor that decided. He said, look, we're not going to do surgery on somebody that can do 5K. We'll do surgery on somebody that can't work, that can't move, that can't get out of bed, that are completely bedridden, absolutely. But after 8 months, if you're able to do a 5K, you're probably in a situation where it'd be best to avoid all those little 1% chances of something wrong, something bad going wrong. So I was like, brilliant. But I said, look, this is just a good phase that I'm going through. He says, we'll keep you in the list. So, you know, if it does suddenly get blown out tomorrow, you're not going to have to wait for 7 months going on. So he said, we'll rebook you in for 2 months from now. So I'm in a 2-month extension phase, as it were, to see how it goes. And so I'm doing as much cardio as I am. I'm not doing any weightlifting. I'm trying to do a pull-up. That's about the most thing. Pull-ups and dips, press-ups, and back extensions. That's the only thing I'm doing, not lifting any weights. So at the moment, just trying to build up my fitness, both my muscle endurance in my calves and my legs, and my cardiovascular fitness as well. Just, you know, there is still pain, it is still sore. Sitting in this chair is actually quite painful. But I would take this over 4 weeks being in a hospital. And there's a slight, you know, what they said is that doing the surgery on the back doesn't make it preventative. It doesn't mean that a month afterwards you don't blow your back out again. You could still blow your back out straight away. You know, within 6 months, you do a squat, you could herniate that disc again. Having the surgery doesn't make that not happen. So he says, look, just avoid all the 1% chances of something going wrong and just keep on going with what you're doing. So at the moment, I didn't get the surgery. I'm not fixed. I'm not completely healed. But I'm not in a position where surgery would be the best option for me. So that's the current situation with my back and surgery. And it will be different for each person that's going through the pain, and it will be different in terms of, like, you know, if I was offered the surgery during the week that I was bedbound, I would have taken it straight away because I was completely bedbound. And that's one of the reasons that it says that in the NHS, it can be 2 months until you see your doctor, 2 months until that, 2 months until it's about 6 months later. And a lot of people are actually kind of better by then. But the fear of going back to a full 7-8 month waiting time to get surgery, if it suddenly did blow out and I was bedridden, was a mental scare for me. So he said, don't worry, we'll keep you in the kind of loop just now for the next 2 months and see how you go from there. So just now, just trying to get fit again, but at the same time fit without causing any damage. So no weight training, no weightlifting, and no sprinting either. Sprinting is a bit scary as well, but walking, hill walking, and very gentle jogging is what I'm doing at the moment to try and get myself back to good physical condition. So there you go. That's what's happening just now. Cheers. Bye bye.